Hey everybody, this is Coach Steele, and this is Keep It Steele. And I am with one of Atlanta's original pioneer badass coaches. And I am not going to introduce him. I am going to allow him to introduce himself. He's going to tell you, of course, who he is, how long he's been around the Atlanta kickball set, and how he's seen the growth of the Atlanta kickball set, and anything else that he wants to share. This is Coach Steele with Keep It Steele. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Bam! Say, Coach Shawn.
What's up, people? What's
That's
up?
right. Speak a little louder, Coach Shawn.
What's up, people? What's up, Still?
So tell everybody how long you've been on this whole Atlanta kickball set, because I know you saw it grow from the first team to up to where we are now. So tell everybody about your resume.
I've been in kickball for 10 years.
A little louder.
About 9-10 years.
Okay. So that puts you at about 2010-ish?
Yeah, 2010-ish.
Okay.
Man, kickball is...
So were you here before Sweet Lady Kickers League?
Sweet Lady Kickers been around about the same time.
About the same time?
About the same time, yeah.
Okay, I thought they came around like 2011-ish.
Yeah. Sand started at... Damn, time flies. It's hard to keep up with,
Okay.
keep up with this shit.
Yeah, but she's dope.
Yeah. I have my opinion. She's good people, though.
She's good people.
Yeah, good people, man. She was a pioneer in women's kickball, as far as that. But it was definitely after. So it had to be before, because the first original league that I was involved in was a league called actually it was two. It was Kick Chicks.
I remember Kick Chicks.
And then we got involved with Ladies First.
Ladies First.
Shout out to Keisha.
Shout out to Keisha.
Ladies First, where a lot of teams and players originally derived from, playing out in Phoenix Park, Turner Field, right around the corner from Turner Field. Then you had GGA, Game Girls.
Game Girls, okay.
Shout out to Minica.
Yes, I'm going to get her on film in a little bit.
Man, I've seen it. So yeah, I've been around kickball from the peak and to me when kickball was in its prime.
Right.
But when it was in its prime, or beginning to on the cusp of its prime, I was new to it. I started AJ
AJ with Southside Kickers League.
Yeah, with SSK.
Okay.
And Julius Brown, which is everybody know Coach Brown.
Coach Brown.
We all started doing kickball together. And
are you saying y'all started doing that particular league together?
No, kickball. We got into kickball together.
Okay, before that was even an SSK league, period.
Yeah, before SSK
gotcha.
even came around.
Okay.
We were involved in kickball, and we started the original Hit Squad, Click 9, and those were our two teams. We had so many women that turned out, and Fairburn and South Fulton that came out. It was like literally about 40 or 50 women that came out. It had to be about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Interested in playing kickball, who wanted just to find something to do. Kickball, when it originally started, man, it really wasn't about cliques. It wasn't about crews. It wasn't about, who fucking who.
Right.
All that extra shit.
Right.
It was women who got together. They wanted to do something to get outside the house, something to vent.
Right.
This is their peace of mind. This is a stress away from the kids.
Right.
They annoying ass husbands, or in some cases abusive ass husbands.
That's right. That's right.
It really exists. And it was just an abundance of women. Some women who had never played a fucking sport in their life.
Right.
Came out and was like, they saw the sisterhood, the camaraderie, and kickball was just growing. It grew out of Phoenix Park over into East Point.
Okay.
In Decatur. And then around that time, you get ODC.
Okay.
Now, ODC was on a smaller scale at this time.
That's right. Because ODC once, TJ once played in Sweet Lady Kickers League, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you remember?
Yeah, early. TJ was the wild hair. She not the wild hair, but she was, a beautician.
Right.
She had a clientele base of women. you know, and play, and then decided to start our own
Start
league.
our own league. That's right.
And
That was
that's how
dope.
a lot of leagues have started, from people's experience, whether good or bad.
Right.
They say, well, shit, I
can do this.
I can do the same shit.
Right.
And this is where kickball was just now starting to spread like wildfire.
Okay.
Now, we're just talking about in the Atlanta market, you know, where Atlanta was catching on to, it went from, y'all playing kickball, y'all really, as a sport, to, oh, shit, when kickball started back up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What I remember was I had taken someone to get their hair cut.
Yeah.
I have my little play kids.
Uh-huh.
And I remember, like, I was in a barbershop and I was like, hey, you know, we got to go hurry up because we got to get to a kickball game.
Yeah.
And everybody in the barbershop laughed at me, right?
Right.
Fast forward like 2 years,
Uh-huh.
then the barbers were calling me like, hey, what time is kickball?
Yeah.
Like, they
Oh, yeah.
caught on and, like, stopped laughing. Like, this shit is real.
Yeah. Kickball, man, I've seen it. Like, again, my first league was Kick Chicks, and we played out in Washington Park on the west side.
Okay.
Shout out to the west side. Shout out to West End. Shout out to Vine City. You know, Washington High. Everybody went there. It was like a family out there. And, you know, that to me, that was the biggest league at the time.
Okay.
And a lot of women who played then are still playing.
That's right.
You know,
that's
but
right.
The downside to this shit is where I'm starting to see the trend now, where a lot of league owners and black folks can't do business together.
Can't do what together?
Can't do business together.
Can't do business together?
Yeah, that league failed. You know, people fell out. Shit went down the drain. You know what I'm saying? But other people picked up the ball. You know what I'm saying? GGA was taking off. Then GGA had his moments.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't necessarily say it fell to the wayside, because me and Minica was real cool. Minica was sweet, went above and beyond to keep the sisterhood, the dynamics of kickball, you know, bringing it from St. Louis to here in a sense, and spreading it out across Atlanta. But then you got crabs in the bucket syndrome. You know what I'm saying? And so everybody's like, I can do it better, this and that. You know, they talk bad about you. They always got some negative shit to say. You know, and then now this is where the soap opera started to come into kickball.
Okay.
You know, and so, but during that time as well, when we got heavy into kickball, the league owners decided to come up with a league called Tri-Nations.
Okay.
Now, Tri-Nations were 3 leagues that came together.
Okay.
And created a...
And what are 3 leagues?
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
I believe it was GGA.
GGA.
And I forgot the other league. It might have been SLK. It was 3 leagues. I can't remember, but they bought the league together, and they created Tri-Nations, which Tri-Nations were, now you got the best of the best and some mediocre teams.
Okay.
But it's a shitload of teams playing. And this is where it started, where teams started to really take kickball serious.
Okay.
And then during that time, as time prevailed...
Do you kind of remember some names of coaches that was in that Tri-Nation League?
No.
Okay.
I never really... The only team that stood out to me, I'm going to be very honest. I will give you, like, you got Rico, who had Poison. Okay. And the team that stood out was his team. Okay. And Number One Stunners. Okay. Now,
Number One Stunners with Womack?
Yeah, so this was I was part of the great tradition of Number One Stunners, and for years. But before me, it was Dad Womack, it was Womack Jr. Okay. You had Black. Okay. Everybody know Big Black.
Coach Black, that's right,
Black.
Starline.
Yeah, Starline. And he was one of the, truth be told, one of the pioneers that inspired me, because he had black diamonds. He had all the. He had
black pearls, black diamonds. Yeah.
And out there playing in Phoenix Park when it was just fucking fun. And I watched it, and I went to my first game, and I watched it. And I was like, damn, this shit's serious.
You went to your first game.
Kickball game. It was at Phoenix
that you
Park.
ever witnessed. Your very first kickball game
was Black. It was Black and his team. And they were playing some red, blue, and white team, but I can't remember.
I'm glad you said that, because that was going to be my next question. Like, when you came onto the scene, what was that badass number one kickball team that was just running shit when you came onto the scene?
Shit, honestly.
That you enjoyed to watch? Like when you came onto the scene, not season 2, 3, 4, 5, but just your very first season of watching kickball.
Best team, Black Diamonds and Pink Panties.
Black Diamonds and Pink
And that was
Panties or Pink Panthers?
No, Pink Panties.
Pink Panties.
Pink Panties was Coach Dad.
Coach Dad.
That was his first team. And that I saw him coach, which was Pink Panties.
Okay.
Which is,
and what made them so good?
Man, women who played the fucking game like, man, it was like watching softball without bats.
Right.
You know, it was skill, technique, endurance, competitiveness. You know what I'm saying? I'm out there watching this shit. I'm like, I was amazed.
And it inspired you, right?
It did inspire me, man. And then I met, I talk my shit, and I met a lot of people who were involved. I'm like, shit. Because when I was like, shit, I got to get involved.
Right, that's
and
right.
I reached out to, AJ, me and AJ been friends for like 20 years, and I reached out to him. I said, and it was like timing. He reached out to me as well. He said, dog, it was funny because I was just seeing the same shit you were seeing.
Right, you both had a vision.
And the vision became about, so we got these women together, and that's when we started playing at Washington Park. Grew out of that and started playing this one in the Tri-Nations League. This is this and that. And so now, over the years, I've seen monster teams and players be created. Girls who had never played kickball before. A lot of them, now I'm starting to see the more athletic women start to play. Women who play soccer, softball, basketball.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see these women coming in because they homegirls playing.
Yeah.
And then they get involved, and now you're looking at, oh shit, it's not the same.
It's not the same regular recreational type of kickball anymore.
Kickball.
It took off. It took off. Okay.
Then, I know you have some more questions.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end part 1, and then we're going to come back with part 2.
Okay.
And so for the end of part 1, hey, Shawn, tell everybody bye.
Peace.
I love it. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, Atlanta Kickball, this is Coach Steele with Keep It STEELE, and I have part 2 of this badass coach, pioneer coach of the Atlanta Kickball, and so we're going to start asking some questions. I'm going to cue him in. He's just going to say hello to the kickball world, and then I'm going to start asking him questions. 1, 2, 3, bam!
What's up, good people, man? Coach Shawn, man, 6-time champion. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I like that shit. Keep talking that shit like that.
6-time champion, man. Shit.
How many times you made it there? Because 6-time champion just means you won. How many times you made it there?
Made it there 7 times. So 6 out of 7 is not bad.
That's right. It's absolutely not bad.
6 out of 7 is bad, but it was a long road.
Who the hell you telling? I've been there too. So let me ask you this question: as a coach, what was the hardest lesson that you had to learn as a coach?
So during this time, I was simultaneously, I coached pro basketball for 7 to 8 years.
Okay.
So I was coaching from grown men to dealing with women. The issue I was beating myself because when I first started, I was dealing with women who had never been coached before.
Okay.
They didn't come from an athletic background.
That's right.
So I'm pushing them and trying to get them, and I'm talking to you like a coach, not like.
And now they were in their feelings, right?
Yeah, man.
Because they had never been accustomed to that.
Never been accustomed to that. My biggest challenges were me and how I talk to women.
That's right. Right.
And what I mean by that, it was never disrespectful. I never be like, no, bitch, you need to fucking kick the ball. But no, it was tough coaching. And I realized at first my trial and error and why I wasn't succeeding is because I wasn't getting through to them. And then I had to realize why. And then so a couple of players who were really close to me, like, look, I play ball. I get where you're coming from. So this is how you need to get through to everybody else.
Right.
So it took a woman to sit me down.
Right.
And when she sat me down, she said, you can still be stern, you can still be this and that, but you got to do it like this, X, Y, and Z. You got to still realize they're women. And it doesn't take away from anything, but it was a learning. It was a learning.
It was a
process.
learning, yeah. There's a learning curve when you
It is.
when you start coaching anything.
So I
to
didn't
be
start.
honest,
I didn't start winning until I changed myself.
so you
as a
changed
coach.
Yourself.
Honestly.
I agree. So your hardest lesson was to learn how to talk to the women so that they could
Yeah.
receive your message. Correct.
100%, yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you think, as a coach yourself, as a championship winning coach yourself, what do you think are your strengths and your weaknesses?
Strength is, I played baseball, retired baseball player, so I know the diamond front to back, how to move runners, how to score, how to make smart decisions with the ball. I always teach that to my team.
Okay.
Weaknesses, sometimes, I wouldn't say it's a weakness. Sometimes I try to push players to do what I feel they really could do.
Okay. Instead of accepting what they have.
Exactly.
Like, hey, she can only run as fast as she can run. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck how many times you're going to
Yeah.
get out here and do these
Yeah.
drills with her.
Yeah.
She's not going to run like a rabbit.
I'd be
She's
like,
only
"Turn
going to do.
turn two," and I'd be
Right.
like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
And I had to realize, fuck, I can't be mad at you. I got to be mad at myself.
That's
for thinking
right.
He's gonna fucking make it
You
there.
had to learn how to adjust your expectations.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Basically.
Yep.
Adjust your expectations. All right, so as a coach, we all try to recruit the best girls,
Yeah.
especially according to whatever league that we're trying to take our team to.
Yeah.
And so, what criteria do you use when trying to determine if a kickballer, is a good player versus not a good player? Do you have any discriminants or ingredients that you use to say, oh, I like her, she's good? Like, if we had to get a top 100 or a top 10, there's certain factors that would go in to be, so that you can rate a player to be great or
Yeah.
good or fair or bad. So what factors do you use?
At first, I accepted everybody.
Okay.
I'd be like, I'm like, it was a challenge. I'm like, come on, y'all good, okay, come on.
That's right.
And then that shit got frustrating.
It got frustrating.
I'm like, no, this motherfucker ain't gonna be able to kick the ball.
That's
fast
right.
enough.
That's right. You have
No,
to
she-
accept their abilities.
She can't run the fucking first base like I need. So, what I did was I found women who have been athletic, who were athletic or previously athletic, and either way, when I got them during the off season, we trained and conditioned for months, working out. A lot of them had got on a diet, but I made it a group thing, not an individual thing.
Okay.
Y'all do it as a team, motivate each other.
Okay.
Girl, we about to do this, we about to go to the gym, do this and that, get repetition in. And so then my recruiting process became going around to different teams and different games and seeing a player that somebody ain't paying attention to.
Okay.
They're like, damn, she good, she just need to be coached right.
Gotcha.
See, a lot of coaches have a lot of great talent. They just terrible fucking coaches.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of teams that I've seen fail because a lot of coaches come out here and think they can coach the game. A lot of these they come from coaching football. It's not the fucking same.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a different beast out here.
Right.
And so I'll be like, yeah, when I see those teams fail a couple of seasons, I whisper and say, hey, I got a great opportunity for you. I can tell your frustration. Let me get you right. They bring 2-3 other players with them, and now you got a team.
Okay.
My first championship was not to that theory.
Okay.
It was to women I started out with in kickball.
Okay.
And I always said,
All of y'all grew together.
we all grew together in kickball, and I said if I ever wanted to take another championship run, this would be the core unit that I would do it. So you had Tot, I had Fire.
Yes. Yes.
I had Legs when she came around, and
Yes.
it was just like opportunity. These are names I'm saying because they were in their prime and they peak when they played.
Yeah,
for me.
they were. Yeah, they're good.
And Wonder Woman,
Yes.
Wonder Woman was raw talent, and I was like, man, this is something I know we can do.
So I'm still not clear on what criteria, what discriminants, what ingredients you use to approach. Like, are you saying, she's a big kicker, but I believe she can kick further? Are you saying she's
Oh,
fast, but I
yeah.
believe I can make her run faster?
Speed,
Are you
skill. I look for that in what they have, and I look for talent within themselves that they don't see that they have.
okay?
It's just really like not like I don't look for like okay, she got to be 5'7", 5'8",
Right.
not like that. It's
Nothing
not
like
detailed.
that,
No,
right.
I just recognize talent.
You just recognize talent.
I recognize talent,
And talent is defined by you and only you, and you
as a coach.
As a coach.
And I tell people the difference with I respect teams that have won and got it in the mud like I did is that I didn't have great name players.
Right.
I had players that were good at what they do.
But you couldn't have great name players because back then nobody was great at that moment.
Nah, there were some great players. There were some great players, and I was 5 years into playing. I mean, the coaching kickball before I won my first championship. There were players that were still playing that were great players.
Okay.
And
but if you came on the scene in 2010, it had to be fairly new. So what could have been great, or who could have been great at 2010? Now 2015, absolutely, but
Yeah.
2010.
Oh no, I'm referring to 2000 when
Okay,
I started
all right.
when I was on my path to the
Gotcha.
championship.
I
Yeah.
understand. I understand. Okay. And so my last question to you is, what do you think? First of all, do you believe Atlanta kickball is dope?
I believe Atlanta kickball is underrated, underappreciated, and not respected. And the problem is these fucking coaches and a lot of these. Now, you are now a league owner, but this is from a lot of league owners who refuse to fucking work together and lead by example. A lot of these out-of-state teams are winning because they're fucking joining forces.
Okay.
You got Union. When they were playing DC and the DMV teams, they were coming together and making teams. Teams in Florida coming together making teams. Teams in St. Louis coming together making teams. Atlanta, every fucking body has to be by themselves. This team is this team. That team is that team. And it's like we're beating ourselves instead of saying, hey, let's come together and build a fucking union. And I mean union like a fucking dominant ass team. The NBA does it. The NFL does it. The Yankees did it for years. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something that's inevitable. And some people in Atlanta don't understand that you're not gonna every tournament you have in Atlanta teams play in the same fucking bracket. So therefore everybody in Atlanta can fucking lose and these out of state fucking teams can win.
Okay.
That's a fucking problem for me. I've seen that over and over again, and it's like because they know there's no unification in Atlanta as far as kickball. That's the only downside to Atlanta. The talent is here, you know, and it's like, but nobody wants to work together and say, hey, listen, we can beat fucking X, Y, and Z if we come together, take this piece, and now we got a squad. The only true team that came out of Atlanta that won, that played and got it together as a fucking core unit is ATL Divas.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? All in, however you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? They came together and most of them had played together. Most of them had built and grinded together. That was the blueprint. Nobody caught on to it.
Well, let me ask you this question though.
Uh-huh.
Since you're making reference to ATL Divas and All In, that did not have anything to do with the league owner. That was pure coach.
No, it does have. What I mean by that is that a lot of these like, I don't want to get deep into it.
Okay.
But I've seen where a lot of league owners have created separation.
Okay. You said over the years, so
over
now
the years.
over the years you've seen it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't want to get too deep either.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it gets deep because it'll be goddamn true Hollywood stories.
Okay.
But I've
Okay.
seen it, and that's it's a formula to the fuckery. It ain't all that. It ain't all league owners. It ain't this and that. But there's a lack of unity in Atlanta kickball, and it's so weird and it's so unnecessary.
Okay. Well, I've been a coach longer than I've been a league owner.
Yeah.
This is my first season,
You're
fall
doing a great
2020.
job. You're
Thank
doing a great job,
you.
and that's no cap. I ain't got no fucking dog in the fight. I watch you from you playing out here at Rum Creek.
That's right. You watch me. You watch my growth. You
I
witness
witnessed
my
it
growth.
firsthand.
I asked you for help. I remember when I was playing as a coach.
Sure did.
I remember when I got advice and said, you need to stop playing and start coaching.
You
and I
always had a listening ear.
100% started coaching. So
Yep.
he's telling you the truth.
Yep.
He's witnessed my growth from absolutely very, very beginning.
Yep.
And now he's witnessing me having my first league, fall 2020.
Yep.
Balls of Steel. And I fucking lost my question. So that's just like, hey, I think I'm hungry or some shit. I don't know, but I think I've lost my question. So what I'm going to do now, but this is a good time to pause, and we are going to take a break, and then we would definitely come back and say goodbye, Atlanta. Tell them goodbye,
ATL.
Shawn.